A very good evening and welcome to English News Bulletin here on Rwanda Television. We are glad to have you with us. Let's begin with the top stories of the day. On Wednesday, President Paul Kagame chaired the first cabinet meeting since the government reshuffle. Congolese refugees who have lived in Rwanda for over 25 years expressed that they are not ready to return to their homeland as long as the underlying causes of their displacement remain unresolved. My name is Olive, and it's always a great pleasure to have you with us. Now let's kick off today's edition. We'll begin with this communique from the Office of the Prime Minister. On Wednesday, July 30th, 2025, His Excellency Paul Kagame, the President of the Republic of Rwanda, chaired a cabinet meeting at Urugwiro Village. The cabinet reflected on charting a clear path forward to accelerate delivery on national priorities. Emphasis will continue to be placed on driving results with greater urgency, innovation, and resourcefulness. The cabinet approved the allocation of state land to Africa Health Sciences University to develop medical education campus. The cabinet approved the ministerial order granting accreditation to International Covenant College. The institution will launch with 2 academic programs, digital media technology and early childhood development, with plans to gradually expand its program offerings in the future. The cabinet approved a ministerial order establishing emissions testing fees for non-electric vehicles and motorbikes as part of efforts to improve air quality and protect public health. This initiative is designed to strengthen enforcement of national emission standards, promote broader environmental protection, and safeguard the health of Rwandans. The cabinet approved the agreement of proposed ambassadors, high commissioners, and representatives of international organizations. Ms. Hanan Abdelaziz El Said Shaheen, ambassador of the Arab Republic of Egypt to the Republic of Rwanda, with residence in Kigali. Brigadier General Boubacar Diallo, ambassador extraordinary and plenipotentiary of the Republic of Mali, the Republic of Rwanda, with residence in Kigali. Ms. Tiona Castalia Sekete, High Commissioner of the Kingdom of Lesotho to the Republic of Rwanda, with residence in Addis Ababa. Mr. Gia Macharadze, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of Georgia to the Republic of Rwanda, with residence in Addis Ababa. And Ms. Salimata Iti Toure, High Commissioner of the Republic of the Gambia to the Republic of Rwanda, with residence in Addis Ababa. Ms. Giselle Fernandez Ludlow, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of Mexico to the Republic of Rwanda, with residence in Nairobi. Ms. Maros Mitrik, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Slovak Republic to the Republic of Rwanda, with residence in Nairobi. Mr. Mohammed bin Khalil Faluda, Ambassador of the Custodian of the 2 Holy Mosques to the Republic of Rwanda, with residence in Kampala. Ms. Antea Manasse, Country Director of Agence Française de Développement to the Republic of Rwanda. Ms. Ritu Shroff, United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR representative in the Republic of Rwanda, done at Kigali, July 30th, 2025, signed by the Prime Minister, Dr. Justin Nsengiyumva. Congolese refugees who have lived in Rwanda for over 25 years expressed that they are not ready to return to their homeland as long as the underlying causes of their displacement remain unresolved. Meanwhile, ongoing peace agreements between Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, as well as continued dialogues involving the DRC and the AFC M23 coalition, include discussions about the repatriation of refugees. We have details on this story.
Kalisa Tawajen, who has spent more than 25 years in Rwanda's Mahama refugee camp in Kirehe district, shares the harrowing experiences of persecution faced by refugees, with many killed and others forced to flee to neighboring countries such as Rwanda. The root cause of this crisis is the FDLR, a terrorist group composed of genocidaires who committed the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi in Rwanda.
Even before we fled, we were already facing discrimination from a group called the Maghreb. The Maghreb entered into partnership with the Mai Mai and began spreading propaganda aimed at killing us. Many of our siblings were killed, our property looted, and we were violently chased from our homes. They told us that it was no longer our home and that we should go back to Rwanda. This was deeply painful for us, especially because we knew we were Congolese. Being told otherwise hurt us deeply. The only option left was to flee. We escaped to the Nhamira camp, a transit camp, where we lived for a while before being moved to another camp in Gisenyi. We lost parents, sisters, and other siblings. This is not a made-up story. Many people died. It is real experience that we carry with us every day.
The Washington, D.C. peace agreement between Rwanda and the DRC stipulates that both countries will cooperate with the United Nations and humanitarian organizations to facilitate the safe return of refugees once peace and security are restored in eastern Congo. However, before ratifying this peace agreement, members of the Rwandan parliament raised concerns about how this repatriation clause would be implemented.
Regarding Congolese refugees, especially those who speak Nyarwanda and are in various countries and have to go back to their home, I have a concern about it. Those people who will be repatriated to the places where they were chased from, where the FDR still is, together with others they work with, not forgetting the government of Congo, have been living there and have been taught the ideology of genocide. And you know, it's like a virus. It is so hard to eradicate. Isn't it concerning, especially when it comes to their security, if it goes back to what we've been seeing, how they will face violence? Did the agreement retaliate that concern?
In 1954, the United Nations signed international treaties aimed at preventing statelessness caused by border changes and historical circumstances. Analysts argue that addressing the refugee situation requires the Congolese government to first recognize these displaced people as their citizens rather than delegating responsibility to other countries.
The agreement between Rwanda and Congo cannot be reduced to simply saying that we have agreed with Congo that the refugees must return home. Even the UN, if it is functioning properly, would recognize that the conditions for their return are still incomplete. There are minimum requirements, basic conditions that must be met. These include being able to sleep peacefully, knowing that the army will ensure their security, being able to live without fear that someone will attack or kill you, and being confident that there will be no more hate speech directed against your people. Peace agreements must include provision for the safe return of every affected resident, addressing the very issues mentioned above.
Rwanda's Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Ambassador Olivier Nduhungirehe, emphasized that refugees will not be repatriated until the root causes of their displacement, namely insecurity and hostile ideology, are resolved.
It is not just about taking refugees back to the places they fled from while insecurity still exists. This means that the insecurity issues must be addressed, the administrative issues must be dealt with, and there must be a clear plan for how the administration will operate in the region. Only after that can refugees repatriate without concerns about facing violence or hate speech. All of that must be worked on to ensure that no refugee faces threats when returning to the home they once lived in.
On the 23rd of this month, Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo signed a new agreement in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, aimed at facilitating the peaceful and rights-respecting voluntary repatriation of refugees residing in both countries. Rwanda currently hosts over 100,000 Congolese refugees, including those who have been displaced for more than 25 years, as well as more recent arrivals fleeing ongoing conflict involving the Congolese Army and the AFC M23 coalition.
Still on regional security matters, political and regional analysts questions the Democratic Republic of Congo commitment to implementing the peace agreement it signed with Rwanda in Washington, D.C. last month. Adam Squizera has more on this report.
The Washington, D.C. agreement was meant to serve as a key foundation for Rwanda and DRC to build upon in resolving the prolonged insecurity in the region. The commitment was further reinforced when the DRC government and the AFC M23 movement signed a set of declaration of principles in Doha, Qatar. However, despite the signing of the agreements and reassuring statements from the DRC officials, the situation on the ground tells a different story.
Yeah, definitely, yes. Actually, it's a bad habit that we have been witnessing for a long time now. Whenever DRC authorities meet with international partners or other stakeholders in the seeking for peace in Eastern DRC, whatever they agree with the other stakeholders is not what they communicate when they get back home. We have seen it several times. We have even seen communiques that have been signed, which are different from the final communiques signed by the head of states in various summits that were held in the framework of a peace deal in Eastern DRC. So this is a very dangerous trend, but we have been seeing it like that. It's just a constatation. We can't do anything about it, but unfortunately it is like that. So DRC authorities have chosen that path, doing something, saying something and doing its contrary, agreeing something and communicating differently to its people.
Some members of the parliament have also expressed concerns that the implementation of the agreement appears to be one-sided.
Icyambere n'ubundi kiragaruka ku cyo bagenzi banjye bagiye bagarukaho kijyanye n'ubushake bwa politike.
The first point concerns political will, which my colleagues have already emphasized, particularly on the side of the DRC. For us, as is clearly evident, we have been implementing. But I would like to ask, since the signing of the agreements on June 27th, 2025, what steps has the DRC taken? Rwanda has already made some progress, but have they taken at least 2 or 3 concrete steps that demonstrate a willingness to implement the rest?
Baba baratangiye gukora bigaragaza ko n'ibindi bya bisigaye bazabishira mu bikorwa.
Rwanda's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Olivier Nduhungirehe, stated that DRC has shown little willingness to implement its commitments, citing continued violence by its forces and the resurgence of foreign mercenaries as clear violations of the peace roadmap.
Ntabwo twagira icyizere ijana ku ijana kuko byo byagaragaye yuko Congo.
We can't have 100% confidence because it's evident that the DRC has repeatedly failed to implement agreements over the years. Their actions on the ground clearly show a lack of political will. Even the mediators are aware whenever we sign these agreements, we tell them we know these people well. Currently, there are mercenaries operating on the field. Lately, some surrendered and passed via Kigali. You know that. But they brought others from Colombia under Blackwater. What we expect from them is genuine political will to move forward. Ambassador Nduhungirehe also highlighted that peace deal includes concrete provisions for implementation, notably the full dismantling of the FDLR militias.
Iyi CONOPS ifite ingengabihe yayo na iminsi 90 hari n'indi minsi 30 yongeraho ariko yo niyo gusa.
This CONOPS has a time frame of 90 days with an additional 30 days allocated for stabilization. However, primary objective is not to enforce military action from outset. The initial phase will focus on information gathering and community mobilization. This approach will allow FDLR members who wish to voluntarily repatriate, just as others have done. Only in this second phase, if some refuse to return and continue their military activities, will military force be considered. On Thursday, July 31st, a joint oversight committee will meet in Washington, D.C. to receive complaints from the parties about violation of this agreement and resolve disputes arising from the violations of this agreement. Take measures as appropriate, address violations, monitor and examine claims of violations, and resolve disputes. Adam Squizera, RwandaTV News.
Now to the justice sector, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, Domitila Mukantaganzwa, has received the oath of office from Mrs. Dushimimana Claudine, who was recently appointed as President of the Rwanda Law Reform Commission. And Gladys has more on this.
The ceremony was presided over by the Chief Justice and attended by the family of the appointee along with staff members of the Rwanda Law Reform Commission. Claudine Dushimimana, formerly a national-level prosecutor, said her 20 years of experience in various justice sector roles will enable her to fulfill her new responsibilities effectively.
Honorable Chief Justice, during the swearing-in ceremony, highlighted two main missions or responsibilities of the Commission, whereby she talked about the assessment of the laws for the purpose of seeing what can be amended, just for the purpose of aligning with the policies of the country, the vision of the country. So that will be the first priority, if I may say so, just to assess all those existing laws, or even to see what are the new ones which can be enacted, just to go within the line of the vision of the country, within the strategy of the country. We need those laws. Secondly, she again mentioned something which is very important, saying that the Commission is like, can I say, the database of all laws. So that is a core mandate of the Commission. So in that case, and in that regard, we will continue to work for the population, all Rwandans, to know the laws. Once a law is enacted, it's enacted for Rwandans, enacted for all of us, so it's very key to know it. So we will be continuing to work on it, on that, on that area of making laws more accessible to citizens, if I may say so.
The Chief Justice, Domitila Mukantaganzwa, assured the new RLRC President of continued collaboration from other institutions in improving legal frameworks and helping citizens make the most of the law.
The
Rwanda Law Reform Commission has the primary responsibility of analyzing existing laws to ensure they are in line with current times and providing technical advice on draft legislation, both in terms of substance and language. Notably, the Law Reform Commission also serves as the central repository for all national laws. The highly significant mandate for the country's governance is the responsibility that Dushimimana Claudine has just sworn to uphold. We wish her great success in fulfilling it, in collaboration with other leaders and staff she is joining. We warmly welcome her among the leaders of the justice sector and assure her of full cooperation.
b'inzego z'urwego rw'ubutabera kandi turamwizeza ubufatanye busesuye.
Claudine Dushimimana was appointed to this position by President Paul Kagame on July 16, 2025. Enra Gladys, RwandaTV News.
Moving ahead, the Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa has unveiled a new digital system to monitor cross-border motor vehicle insurance within the region. This innovative system, which was launched in Rwanda, aims to curb the movement of uninsured vehicles across COMESA member countries' borders. It introduces a technological approach using a digital sticker and a mobile application to verify the authenticity of cross-border vehicle insurance. This initiative addresses persistent issues such as the use of fake insurance documents by some drivers. Calvin Matoviri, chairperson of the COMESA Secretariat Bureau, explained that the new system is designed to protect both citizens and their property who in the past often weren't uncompensated in the event of accidents or damages due to invalid or non-existent insurance coverage.
COMESA Yellow Card is an insurance product which is there to protect, the public. It's not benefiting the owner of the vehicle, but it's meant to cover the third parties, and by third parties we mean the public at large. By way of illustration, if someone was to be hit, a pedestrian was to be hit by a motorist with a COMESA Yellow Card, that person, whether they are injured or they die, God forbid, they are going to be compensated. through this insurance, commercial card insurance. So that's the immediate benefit to the public at large. But when we talk of integration now, we are also saying, within the COMESA region, the 21 member countries or the 13 member countries, which are part of the scheme, the truckers, the transporters, when they are transiting or the COMESA region, they are rest assured that any liability that's going to arise during, when they are undertaking their business, they are assured that they will be compensated in the event that something happens. So, to sum it up, the commercial card enhances trade because it's a risk mitigation tool. It assures transporters, in terms of liability that may arise when they've got unfortunate incidents or accidents, when they're undertaking business. So integration, economic integration is assured. There's growth also because people are encouraged to trade because there's a commercial card, which is an insurance solution for them.
Now, the Rwandan Cross-Border Freight Truck Union stated that the new technological system is expected to ease the travel of their vehicles across COMESA member states by simplifying insurance verification processes. COMESA selected the Rwandan insurance company Sonarwa to represent the organization in implementing and managing its cross-border vehicle insurance program. Charlotte Kamanzi, the CEO of Sonarwa, emphasized that this newly introduced system brings significant economic benefits both to the country and to Rwandans at large. The COMESA Economic Bloc, which brings together countries from the Eastern and Southern Africa into a common market, officially launched this digital insurance verification platform in Rwanda. Although developed under COMESA, the system will be used by 21 countries, including both COMESA members and other nations that have agreed to adopt it. This initiative is part of a broader effort to boost financial and economic integration across the region and facilitate the smooth flow of vehicles within and between these countries. To the education sector, over 100 young women who graduated from university in fields such as medicine and nursing, engineering, technology, land management, economics, and finance say that the support they have received from the organizations like FAWE and the MasterCard Foundation has empowered them to build a promising and sustainable future, and they found that the high-quality education they received would have not been outreach without this support.
Well, Rwanda offered me a scholarship and it paid my tuition fees together with accommodation and some stipend to make me pass through school life. It's a great opportunity, very, very much, because it comes in full support. No, my parents didn't do a lot. FAWE did a lot. They paid for my tuition, my accommodation, my stipend. They gave me mentorship programs that made me better in community and my other life struggles. Well, outside the school, it's getting my bag. I'm going to hustle. Either what I study, it's not going to stop me from hustling what I can gain in other fields, but mostly it will be very great if I majored in what I studied.
The day they told me that I was chosen as a FAWE scholar, I didn't understand how it was going to work because it was my first time being selected as a beneficiary of some sponsor. I've heard about that, but I didn't really know what sponsors do or how they work. So even my parents, my mom, was at first hesitant because she was like, are you going to go to the FAWE school where they study? Because that would take a lot of school fees and we don't have that right now. She didn't understand too. But I explained that there are people who are going to pay for my school fees, give me materials that I need, support me in every way. At first we didn't understand because something you've not seen before, it's hard to understand. Until they paid my school fees, they paid my whole advanced level from senior 4 to senior 6. They took my bachelor's degree, academics, from year 1 to year 4. They paid everything. They even went ahead to mentoring me, training me, shaping me into the girl I am today, graduating. I am a graduate, but I also have a job that I love so much, a good job that pays well. All the credit goes to FAWE because I was able to step into that interview with the confidence that they built in me. I was able to defend myself. I was able to stand and know that I can do it. I can walk there. I can get into that interview and ace it and be selected. All the credit goes to FAWE Rwanda.
It's not only them, because there are also students from the general medicine and surgery that benefited from this opportunity. They also expressed their gratitude for the opportunity to receive everything they needed to pursue the studies successfully.
I was in the cohort 2 that started almost 2015. I was joining Lycée de Kigali to do my advanced school, where I did physics, chemistry, and biology. And after 3 years, I joined University of Rwanda in general medicine and surgery for almost 5 years. In addition to school fees, we have been given stipends, some school materials, soft skills training to study civil writing, having core values like self-confidence and resilience. And in addition to that, we were in the Tuseme Club, where we started all of those things, debate club, that helped us to be more confident and resilient.
I studied MCB, mathematics, chemistry, and biology. It was in the beginning, it was not easy journey when I was in ordinary level, because it was a bit difficult for me getting school fees, getting some supporting materials to support my education. It was so hard because I was raised in a poor family where we were the income was from the farming. It was not enough to support our education, but through FAWE Rwanda and MasterCard Foundation, I got scholarship when I was in the advanced level. They paid my school fees, helped me getting some pocket money, which helped me studying well without any difficulty. It was so easy. So I studied 3 years of advanced level, and I passed my national exam with the help of MasterCard Foundation and FAWE Rwanda. I got 7.3, which was the excellent marks that anyone who studied sciences could get in the advanced level. So I got a chance of being admitted in the University of Rwanda, where I studied general medicine and surgery. It was, and if I can say, it was an easy journey because I was being supported by MasterCard Foundation through FAWE Rwanda. The tuition fees was paid, and also I got some money to help me financially, like buying clothes, buying food. It was so easy, studying was not that hard for me. And I studied 5 years of medicine and surgery, where we have 2 years of preclinic where we study in classes. Then others will mostly we worked in the hospital doing clinical clerkships, rotations, and different services at the different hospitals. And I graduated last year with excellent marks, and which helped me to be selected to be working in the hospital that I was I wanted to work in. Now I'm working as an intern doctor at the St. District Hospital, where I'm able to give back to my community, to what FAWE Rwanda and MasterCard Foundation have done for me. Now I'm able to treat patients with different conditions, and they get cured through my treatment. And I'm so thankful for FAWE Rwanda and the MasterCard Foundation for giving me this opportunity, for raising a young girl like me. And now I'm a doctor, thanks to FAWE Rwanda and MasterCard Foundation.
Now, still on this, Dr. Martha Muhwezi, Executive Director of FAWE Africa, explains this criteria used to select girls to be supported by the Education Project, while Engineer Pascal Gatabazi, Senior Advisor at the Ministry of Education, emphasized that educating a girl is equivalent to educating an entire Rwandan community.
FAO is a Pan-African organization, like I mentioned, with the headquarters in Nairobi, Kenya, but we have presence in 33 countries across the African continent. So as we celebrate today, it is an appreciation to the young girls that we have supported through scholarships, through mentorship, through different programs. And we celebrate the girls because they have also put in their best. They have put in their best and they have succeeded today. So together with their parents, we celebrate them. It's a big achievement. The best investment you can give to anybody is education, and therefore we are here today to celebrate them. We have been supporting a total of 1,200 students from FAO Rwanda.
Today we are celebrating 117 girls who graduated from different universities, mainly University of Rwanda and the Ines Ruhengeri. We are celebrating the vision of FAO, of promoting a girl child. As a Minister of Education, it's a big joy to us to see these efforts of supporting a girl child. We believe educating a girl child is educating the community, because a girl child or a woman play a central role in our communities. So this is a great vision. We celebrate the vision of FAO. We celebrate the girls. So it's a celebration for all of us. So for a Minister of Education, who is a custodian of education, so this is a big day. The big day. It's a big contribution to our country, to the socio-economic development, to the performance of these young girls. So we want to thank you. Even the families who supported them, and mentors and everyone. We have seen girls performing very well. We have seen in the cohort we are celebrating today, we have engineers, we have medical doctors, we have nurses, we have physicians. This is a big message to us. We believe that girls can equally perform like anybody else. But as I said, it's a very good achievement of this program, but the journey continues. The struggle continues to make sure that everyone is brought on board. No one is left behind. Both our girls and boys going to school, doing well to school with all the support that we have.
Moving ahead to other matters, youth are being called upon to increasingly participate in productive activities that leverage existing opportunities for sustainable development, because the future of the world is in their hands. This was emphasized Tuesday during celebrations of the World Population Day, with related activities taking place in Rubengera, Karongi district. This year's theme focused on youth and their role in their own development, and that of Rwanda in general. The youth affirm they clearly understand their role in sustainable development, which is why they engage in entrepreneurship. Those making shoes say this helps them progress. Statistics show that 70% of Rwanda's population is under 35 years old. This represents an opportunity for the country's development, and Rwanda is taking full advantage by harnessing its population for development, as explained by Dr. Olugbeniga Adelakin, the country representative of the UNFPA in Rwanda.
It is actually what every country in the world should strive to achieve. And what it means is that the country should invest in its population in such a manner that when people grow old, they become assets to the country, not liability. And in the case of Rwanda, Rwanda has a population that is mainly 70% young people, which places Rwanda in a very advantaged position to be able to be a greater country in future by working to ensure that the capacity of its young people contributes directly to national development. As like I said earlier on, in Rwanda, our issue as development partners is not to advocate to government to make this happen, because government is already doing almost all the things that they need to do to make sure that the youth have an enabling environment to be able to contribute to national development. That's why this year we are focusing our World Population Day on actually sensitizing young people to be able to take those opportunities that government has created for them to be able to achieve and reach their maximum potentials. So the key message that I want young people to take home from today's events is the fact that gone are the days when I was a young person, they used to tell us that we are the leaders of tomorrow, and that's all they told us. But in this day, and from my experience in Rwanda, young people are not only being told that they are the leaders of tomorrow, they are actually being made leaders today. And for every young person in Rwanda, the best way to position yourself to become leaders and to also contribute meaningfully to the national development is to make sure that you get the right education, the right skills, and more importantly, protect your health. Protect your health by not getting teenage pregnancy. Protect your health by not getting into drugs. Protect your health by getting the right information to be able to empower yourself to make important decisions, especially on your sexual and reproductive health.
And this story brings us to the end of tonight's bulletin. Thank you for joining us. On behalf of the entire news bulletin, we wish you a productive week ahead. Stay safe and good night.